2, 1!
The Great Christmas Light Fight is on!
Learned that in Ohio. Drinking out of my Ohio mini cup from last year. But I got some other Ohio gifts. And, you know, I learned some more great things in Ohio. O-My-OHH, I'm back from Ohio, if you didn't know. And the Librarian's here back to back with episodes this week. That's right. You saw me last night when I started the second episode of the Road to Christmas Expo. Now I'm following up from my O-My-OHH live in Ohio to O-My-OHH back from Ohio. And it's going to be really, really fun. It is going to be a very successful episode tonight. It's going to be an epic episode tonight. And it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to get in a lot of trouble, I think. And the reason we're going to get in a little bit of trouble is because I might just have some special guests. And I've heard they're troublemakers. At least they can be. But hey, it's another night with Brian Michael, the Librarian, your resource for the Great Christmas Light Fight and anything else related to the Christmas lighting hobby and industry. And I'm really, really excited to talk about a great event from last weekend. It was an amazing weekend. Got there Friday afternoon, left Sunday. I might have stopped at an amusement park on the way back home. I did a lot of fun things, and I hung out with a lot of fun people. A few of those you'll meet tonight, and you just might know them. But before we get started, just a couple things. Remember, hit like, hit subscribe, turn on notifications so you know when we pop in, either as a scheduled date or impromptu like we do time to time. And make sure you smash the thumbs up, please, please, please. And don't forget, share this with somebody or watch it later again and again, just like I rewatch all the Great Christmas Light Fight episodes again and again. That's how I get all the knowledge for the book. You got to do things more than once. And before we do more things than once, we got to do this again. And that's, you know, I'm always out until I'm in. So the Librarian is now officially going to be in. And let's put that bad boy over here. Oh, look at that. It's right next to my Ohio mini badge. Wow. I feel special. And somebody once told me, if everybody's special, nobody's special. But I think they're special. My guests are going to be special too. But look at that. Yes. Even got my leftover raffle ticket stubs in there, which we're going to get into that. I won one thing. And I actually had a car this time where I could drive things around. So let's put this back up for decoration, then we'll kick things off. Get those comments in, folks. Hit like, hit subscribe, and let's ring the bell and get started. All right, what are we going to do tonight? Well, we're going to do a couple fun things. First, we're going to recap the Ohio Mini and tell you what happened both at the event and during the after hours. Some things might have happened. We're going to talk about some of the things that I learned at the Mini. We're going to talk about who I saw. I'm going to show you what I received or got. And I'm going to have my special guests in. So get your comments in. I see people are starting to join. We need comments to kick off the show. We really do. And if I don't get any in, I'll just bring them in. So before that, I might as well get some caffeine in me. I'm hoping it's not a slow night tonight because I got some fun guests. Matter of fact, why don't I bring some guests in, because we can at least talk together until people join and get comments in. Let me show you who my special guests just might be. And I think you're going to be super, super excited when you see this. And let's do it. Here they are. Welcome my special guests. And I know I have it blank there on purpose, but I want to welcome my special guests to the Librarian. Here they are. Yeah. Yes. Look what you're missing if you are not in the library right now. You're missing a lot of trouble. Taylor and Travis, how did I get you guys in here? Maybe I know your brother Jason here in the Philly area. All right. Maybe that was not quite it. Maybe that's not that far, but let's bring in the special guest. And this one's never been on the episode that I know of. Here we go. We got the Candace Lunar, right?
Lunar. But you're close. You're getting there. Right? You're getting there. Yep.
And then we got some, it wouldn't be a couples event if we didn't have the Bradley Lunar. Hey, there he is. And we got Taylor and all. They're sitting there talking to us. And yeah, we're, Taylor, Travis, you guys get enough airtime. We're going to boot you from the stage. And let's do that.
But we're like Taylor and Travis if you bought them from Wish or Temu.
Yeah, you're the Temu version of Travis and Taylor. So, hey, I got something really odd going on. We got a few people watching, and I don't have any comments in yet. That's like the first time that has happened in a very, very long time. So I'm sure we'll get people joining in. Don't know if anything's going on in the country, but we're still going to talk. This will get restreamed. We'll have a lot of fun. And if they don't join, they're going to miss out on some cool videos, and you'll get to see them first and hang out with me. But
you'll have FOMO.
I'm guessing you guys are home in Willoughby, Ohio, correct?
That we are.
And you're practicing what you normally do. You're in separate rooms every night, right? Hey, we're starting to get comments in. Hey, for what it's worth, if you are joining in, hit like, hit subscribe, get your comments in. Let us know what you want to talk about. We're going to recap the Ohio Lighting Mini. You're seeing some special guests here. We got Brad and Candace Lunar, light fight champions from last year, season 13. And the reason they're on is because, one, they help out the Ohio committee, and two, they were at the Ohio Mini, and three, they live in Ohio. For what it's worth, I did invite the other committee members last minute. There was a recap that's going to happen next week on JR's Professional Triers channel, and you'll be able to see more of that. But you see him holding up the leg lamp. You might think, when you saw the thumbnail on YouTube, what is going on here? Why is this guy dressed in a pink bunny suit? And if you didn't know this from watching my recap last year, A Christmas Story House is located in Cleveland, Ohio. I did go there last year, and this year I did not. I didn't do any activities outside of the event except for on the way home, stopping at a small amusement park for 50 minutes. And we'll talk about that later. But yeah, I don't know if anybody else made it out. We were a little farther away from Cleveland, and we were a little farther away from we were not too bad from Castle Noel. I really wish I made it there to see their new stuff, but they're weird. They have, I guess it's the off season. They have time slots at 11, 1, and then I think 3 on the weekends. And on Sunday, I didn't want to go at 11 because it's a 2-hour time slot. I wouldn't get home till late. So, hey, how are you guys recovering from the Ohio Mini?
Hopefully better than Brandon's wife. Prayers. Glad you made it, Brandon.
I still don't have a voice, so this podcast should be really fun.
She still doesn't have a voice. It has been the greatest week of my life.
It was fun. It really was. And the reason they don't have a voice, we'll cover some of the after activities. Some of them are because at the venue, which was the Galaxy Banquet Center, they had a really great sports bar, indoor and outdoor, and that's where we spent Friday and the last part of Saturday. But the reason you lose your voice is because there was rock bands playing there, Cleveland Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And these people were blasting. You almost had to scream at the top of your lungs. So I had even when I got home, Kim goes, "Why is your voice so hoarse?" So I totally get it. But we're starting to get some comments coming in. Let's see who's joining us, and we'll try to entertain them. So why don't I start with this one? Because this is a guy who always has an excuse, and they're good excuses. He has kids, but he lives in Ohio and he can't even make it. Brandon Reaver's joining. My understanding, he's about 3 hours away, but he had rodeo with his kids, and we appreciate what you're doing with your kids and appreciate that you're joining, Brandon, one of these days. Now, here's a guy who's...
He has a mini this weekend. He has a mini going on this weekend.
Is that this weekend, the other mini from the group down in that area?
Yeah.
Like a get-together?
Yeah, it's like a mini meetup.
Oh, didn't know anything about it. Didn't see any posts about it.
He did.
Hey, speaking of minis, here's the guy who put together the New York mini. We got Bobby joining us again out of the Niagara Falls, Buffalo area, and glad to have you. We missed you in Ohio this year, but him and I are still talking about our trip to Niagara Falls, so that's really good. Hey, we got Joseph joining from Kansas City. Go Chiefs. I guess because we had on Taylor, so
yeah,
we'll let him go.
Player.
You know,
part owner of the Guardians too.
Yeah.
Joseph, I love you, buddy, but I got to say this to you.
You need to calm down. You're being too loud.
All right, just enough. Look at that, last minute. So for what it's worth, if you missed, I tried to get some of the committee on last minute. I was going to do the recap myself. Send them a note. A few replied that they're tied up. And then I messaged Brad, and Candace saw the email chain, and she's like, well, I could be your Taylor Swift. So I literally 15 minutes ago, I was like, oh, let me see if there's any sound bites. And you sent that little GIF image. So that's where, hey, they're still listening. They're still hanging out. We're more popular than the New Heights podcast, you know?
We'll get some numbers. So. We'll get some numbers.
Let's see. I think we still only got the 2 people in here giving us comments. Let's see what, Brandon, he's late. Wife got thrown horse and broke her back.
That's what I was saying. I hope
oh my God, Brandon.
We're doing better. But he made the call.
Is she okay? I hope she's okay. Let us know.
We hope. Yeah. Can you comment if she's all right?
You gotta let us know. You can't leave us hanging there.
Yeah,
wow.
You can't just drop that and then be like, okay. Well, we're sending love and prayers, man.
Obviously, if you're home, must be positive news, but and look at that. The kids got the rodeo scheduled for next June. Plan Ohio Mini around it. Look at that. Yeah, I go to that rodeo and say, hey, plan it around it. We got to, Brad, Brandon, we got to give you, I didn't know what you were talking about, Brandon. I missed the comments there. Wow. You were talking about Brandon.
Yeah,
we said Brandon's wife. I think it was somebody at the mini. I'm like, who are you talking about? Because I didn't look at the comment yet because I was on the wrong tab. Well, again, let us know. Hopefully she's okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Candace.
Yo.
While we're waiting on more people to comment in and before we get to some of the stuff going on, what did you think of the Ohio Mini this year?
I had a blast. You know, I'm here for the vibes and I'm here to hang out. So it was great to see a bunch of people. Some folks come in that we didn't have last year. You know, we had showstopper sequences. We had sequence solutions. Barry Wild was there. So it was nice to see those guys. We see them in Florida usually, but it's nice to see them in Ohio. So, you know, every year gets bigger and better. So let's go 2027.
Yeah, I hear you there. We're going to talk about the vendors. We're going to give the vendors props like we always do in a minute. And it's really fun to see them and hang out with them, but also support them with what they're selling. So, hey, Brad, why don't you tell me what made you excited about the Ohio Mini this year?
As my much better half said, we had a lot of returning vendors. Barry was actually his second year. Way to pay attention. You know, we had a lot of newer people coming out. Saw some young people there, so that's always great to see it. The venue, I did not personally get to see it prior, but you know, the committee said it's going to be great, and you know, I think it went over very well. It's just always exciting. I love going to these events and seeing people that you might talk to online, possibly more than you talk to your regular friends and family. Yeah, no, I love going to these things. I actually took a few classes. So I actually learned a few things, and, you know, there was just a lot of cool stuff going on, but I just love hanging out. I love the camaraderie. I love just like, you know, we're talking decorating, but we're also just, you know, it's a great time. it's a great time, and we're just going to keep telling Bobby how much of a great time he missed.
Yeah, we're going to get Bobby out there again. We did have a great time. And yeah, speaking of the venue, let's start up there. They did go to a new venue, and we don't have Jeff and the team in here, but I'm sure you can talk a little bit about it. But my understanding is we were about 30 minutes away or so from the previous venue last year, which was at I think it was a Hampton Inn or Hilton Garden, can't remember. But this year was at a banquet center. And here's what I thought was pretty cool about this banquet center. One, I think the size was appropriate and worked for the 150 to 160 that were at the venue. So great turnout there. But what was really cool, and I didn't expect it, when they sent out the Friday, hey, if you want to socialize with us after we set up, it's at the Galaxy Sports Bar. So I am on maps and all typing in Galaxy Sports Bar, and nothing's coming up except for this banquet center. I didn't put two and two together. It's right there. But when I walked up, I was super surprised. Big indoor, lots of TVs. The outdoor had the great bar, the big band area, lots of tables, high tops, low tops. And it was fun. What are you drinking there?
Electrolytes. Still recouping.
Well, you might need them after all the beer Brad was drinking.
That was all water.
The food was really good too, and reasonably priced. Food was really good.
Yeah, we had fun there. But anyway, besides the sports bar, there is a prime steakhouse in the place too. And then there's a high-end wine bar, which I would have loved this, if Kim had joined me this time, she would have enjoyed that. She would have enjoyed the sports bar as well too. And then of course, there was the banquet area itself. So, and it was right next door to the hotel. So at first people were saying, oh, you're going to like it. The hotel is in the same parking lot. And sometimes you're like, okay, is that true? When I got there, it's literally, you walk out the door 50 feet and you go in, and there's another hotel open up behind. So if they do go back to the venue again next year, they should be able to do that. My only concern, and I'd love to get your thoughts on this if you want to share them, is at 150 and 60, if they get another 20, 30, 40 people, I don't know if it'll be big enough.
I actually think it will be. Because we did have 4 different rooms that they were teaching in. So there was plenty of open seats when it was going on, and more walls could actually be opened up when because those 3 rooms that they were teaching in, we only opened up the one room.
Oh, that's true. I didn't even think of that. I didn't realize they all opened back up. So
so we kind of had
open in last year.
Yeah, we had to do that last year. Unfortunately, there was new people running the events at the old place, and they were extremely accommodating last year. Ended up letting us get another room because they didn't have another event. Let us set up on Friday. There was a lot of things because they let us do where the charges were going to come this year. And they didn't want us to bring outside food like breakfast and or lunch or really snacks. So like the cost, we try to keep it down. I mean, most of the cost of anybody's tickets this year kind of just went towards running the place, and without the vendors that stepped up, it would have been a lot of money for people to come. But if we would have stayed at the other place, it could have been double.
Yeah, I mean, think about the vendors and sponsors with you. If I recall, I registered literally the week of because I wasn't sure if I was going to make it out. So I missed any early discounts. So I think my ticket was $35. But for what it's worth, like you said, because of the vendors and sponsors, besides having free breakfast at the hotel, Your Pixel Store and G&K Collectibles sponsored the breakfast and beverages in the morning. So there were all kinds of chips and muffins and coffee and snacks and so forth. So that's good. But then lunch, which Matos sponsored, and we'll talk about Matos a little bit because he really invested heavily as a vendor and sponsor this year in the Ohio Mini. The lunch, because it was a catering facility, that was one of the most amazing lunches I ever had at a Mini. I mean, it was all homemade from the restaurant that's in the event center. And it wasn't, sometimes you have banquet food. It's like, no, it was good food. So that was awesome.
Yeah. And we also had to thank Ken from Wired Watts too. Ken from Wired Watts.
Ken from Wired Watts. That's right.
As well.
That's right. And I have a video I'm going to play about the sponsors. It's just going to scroll the sponsors. We'll use it as a coffee break here. And that's really cool. Hey, if you're joining, hit like, hit subscribe, get your comments in. I know there's a few more comments in, but we want to see comments from everybody. What do you want to ask about the Ohio Mini? And you're going to see a fun video here shortly. But we talked about the venue a little bit, and we're going to get into some of the hijinks later. But let's talk about the offering. I mean, we had the schedule. We had the schedule. Let me pop myself up here so I can get a little bit bigger. And I shared this. It's online, and you can learn more about and look at the schedule if you want to follow along by going to the Ohio Mini website. It's up there still. I would go pull it down if you want to save it for next year, because a lot of times these minis, after they end, they'll pull the stuff down. So if you just want to keep it so you know if you want to go next year and see what they taught, take a look at that. But hey, what do you folks, what you guys think of the schedule? Brad, I'll start with you on this one because you did disappear for a while. By the way, both of you brought your trophy, and we'll talk about that, your light fight trophy. And I was amazed how nonchalant, let's just leave it around here. And we'll talk about that in a minute. But you actually left to go to a class. Do you remember what class you went to, Brad, and our classes? And what do you got to say about the instructors and who they are and so forth?
So we all had different tasks throughout the event, like making sure that the speakers were set up, making sure the lights were properly dimmed, making sure microphones were working. So, you know, we had our own schedule to go in and do that. I sat in when Barry Wiles was teaching a class. So Barry, this was his second year coming up. He actually grew up about 5 minutes away from where we live currently. So that's pretty cool. Another one of our vendors that donated door prizes, Joe Marthy, he actually also used to live in the area. So it's kind of crazy. Apparently, if you move to Florida, you can become a sequencer in the xLights side. But, you know, I sat in on Aubrey's class, not the LOR class, just like she's amazing when it comes to audio and stuff. And, you know, was playing clips and then how to pick out this different, you know, what do you hear? You know, what are the major things that you can actually apply music to? And it was not just like a LOR thing. This is for any type of sequencing anywhere.
I walked in on her when she was doing that, and I was filming her, and it was on a part when she was playing a video. And afterwards, when her class was over, she goes, "You filmed me when I wasn't even presenting. I was just standing there." So, you know what's happening?
I got yelled at by Candace there because she walks by at a moment where Aubrey's like, "Close your eyes, really listen intently," and she's like, "Dude, you're sleeping." Now, I did doze off a little bit, but not because of Aubrey. But that Friday, the day before, I was up by like 4 a.m., worked all day, had class all day. Candace met me at work, got dropped off. We drove right to the event, drove an hour home. Probably should have got a hotel room, but it's not easy getting people to stop over, take care of the animals.
Especially when you get animals, it's tough when you're close by. That's when we did East Coast. Kim and I talked about like afterwards, like it's nice being home, but like when everybody's getting together and you're like, now we're gonna stop having we won't have another drink because we got to go, or we got the animal to take care of. So, yeah.
And then we had to get up early because registration starts at 8 a.m. and we have an hour drive. So it was like, you know, so it was pretty much nonstop for us all the way through. So that was Aubrey's second class, and you know, like you just relax and the lights are off, and but no, like the first time, Candace is like, "You're sleeping," and I'm like, "No," like she says, "Close your eyes, listen to," you know.
I know you weren't sleeping. I was in there because I didn't hear snoring like Candace says she does. But yeah, Aubrey's class was from music to motion. And it was in the Permatrack room. So thank you, Permatrack, for sponsoring. By the way, if you didn't know this, there were, and I actually made a mistake on this when I was filming, there were 4 classrooms. There was a little one back by the fancy wine bar that had a matrix, and I think Neil taught a class in there and a few others. I didn't find that till after the event was over. I filmed like one clip there because I didn't know it was there. Shame on me, because I'm going around like a maniac filming things. I pop into the classes, but believe it or not, I don't always make them. So I'm there to support the event. Candace, speaking of supporting the event, I don't think you went in any classes, but you were helping the vendors and socializing.
I was Barry's security guard. I did a lot of this, standing.
You did. But, speaking of that, you know, you were a security guard, and you're supposed to be protecting the trophy. And why did this happen?
Rob Van Orsdale.
Yeah. Why did that happen?
Thanks.
By the way, we
Thanks,
all know it
Rob.
didn't really happen because
TBD.
there's too many light bulbs in there, and the glass still wouldn't be flying up in the air unless he caught the picture. But that was fun. No,
My post in the Ohio Lighting Group, Tom Stallings did release the video on how that happened. You would have to go to that post, but Tom released the footage. It was caught live.
Yeah, I think I saw that. Speaking of catching live, let's catch up on a couple of comments because we were inquiring about Brandon's wife who fell off a horse today, and he says she's okay. She meets a surgeon, bed rested, and waiting on hospital bed, delivered tonight. So sounds like things are going to be good, but we'll be praying for you.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, Devin wants to say hi.
Hey,
Devin's
Devin.
joining. He's trying to get to one of these events. He says he's going to be potentially at the Christmas Expo in Texas. So hopefully we'll see you there. By the way, Devin, I know you're doing some kind of a event up in your town for DB Lights. I think it was July. I didn't reply to the chain, but I can't make that. That's 8 hours away. So hopefully the people we got signed up can do a good job. What's Bobby say? Some people that sign up just hours before Mini. Yes, that happens.
Some
people
that's
literally,
so,
and that's the good thing about the Mini.
rude.
You can walk in, right, Candace? You can walk into the Mini and sign up.
Yes.
I also know people who accuse other people of not paying and then just showing up, like Bobby did.
Oh, yeah. Hey, for what it's worth, I mentioned this when I did the live episode from the venue, and Edwin told me there was 152 registered, and then there were some walk-ins, and then when I went by and did the videos, only 7 didn't show, and one was a duplicate, so 6. And then by the time I went by that place again, there were only, I think, 5 that didn't show. That's like 99% participation. That's awesome.
We had.
I know there was at least one duplicate. There was at least one duplicate. Somebody signed up twice, so I would think they're getting a refund.
Yeah,
maybe
hopefully. If not, they can contribute it to the Ohio Mini, because most of this stuff is nonprofit, and the funds go back into making the venue support and happen. Speaking of support, why don't we talk a little bit about vendors? Then I'll get into a video. So you talked about Michael Stroffigan and Showstopper Sequences. Got his Ohio Lighting Mini koozie, which I guess I could slide over my Ohio Lighting Mini cup from last year. But thank you for that. It was nice hanging out with Michael. Diana wasn't there this time.
We are hunting her down. So if you put Diana and Candace in the same room, guaranteed shenanigans.
I know there'll be hugs because Diana's a hugger.
You can't put 2 Puerto Rican hot girls in a room and expect there to not be shenanigans.
True. We saw that at the East Coast Christmas show at the Arnold's bar, if you remember.
Yeah, Mike is a very dear friend of mine. He actually directly helped us with our intro. So on our episode when we won, where you see the prop and it spins and spins and spins, and then
nice.
goes out when. So Mike actually helped me with that. It was so hard for me to ask people to help. It really was like it, but he was available for us. So that was awesome of him. And awesome. I talk to him pretty much daily, and he's just really good people. And he did a few sequences that we recommended, and they're some of the most popular on our show. So Mike's just he's just, like I said, really good friends. He drove home. He got about halfway. It was like an 8.5 hour drive for him. So
it's fun that I drove a little over 6. It really wasn't that bad, and it's great that they showed up.
Yeah.
Roger, I've seen him posting the communities. Keep doing what you're doing. We need to keep this event growing bigger and bigger. I agree. It was up from last year, and solid participation, like we talked about, and return people. Speaking of return people, I met this gentleman last year at the Ohio Mini after seeing him on different podcasts like Christmas on Crestline and so forth. It's Monty, and proof that Monty was there. Yeah, let's see it. There we go.
Hey, look at that.
And wow, look at that. In the background, we happen to see the trophy, and it's not broken. And we also see JR's new props that he actually just released at the Mini, and They're now
Oh yeah,
online.
I
So
I,
we're
I want
spending money.
every one of those.
Matter of fact, Monty bought the snowman right there, the classic looking snowman.
Oh yeah, the blow mold.
Fun story about those. JR reached out to me and said, "Hey, what's your favorite snowman blow mold? And what's your favorite Santa blow mold?" And I pointed a couple out, and ironically, he goes, "Well, hey, we think like because this is the ones, the one right there is one of the ones out of his collection that was in the ones that I made." So, Monty, it was good to see you there. Although
Yeah,
I know you messaged me
definitely.
and I called you out the other day. We got back from the Great Oaks Tavern and hung back out at the Galaxy Sports Bar after the event ended. And Monty's like, "I'll be back down," and he didn't show up. But he turns out he had a headache. He said once he said he did come down, and when he got right by the corner where that band was blaring, he said he had to go back up. His head was that band was loud, wasn't it?
Those
They
are those
were.
are not called headaches where we come from.
I think Monty only had 2 beers. If you're saying you drank too much,
I'm not saying he drank too much. His headache said that.
ah, got it, got it. But that speaking of that band, it was so wild in there. They had their little groupies like a lot of these bands do. My niece plays guitar, so she has people that follows her. And there was Broom Man. I didn't take a picture of it, but remember
Broom
there was a guy
man.
playing the
Oh
broom like a
yeah.
guitar. So
He found that broom apparently. Apparently it was like by the bathrooms, and he just picked up the broom and decided he
I,
was just gonna
I
take
talked
it.
to the bar manager, and I asked him. I said, "Does he bring his own broom with him for air broom guitar, or was that provided by?" And they said, "No, that is one of our brooms." So, if you were going to complain to the bar, if the floors weren't swept, you can blame Broom Man, who air
He played a
guitar is not
he
his
played a
thing.
sick air broom.
yeah, he was pretty sick playing the air broom.
Yeah.
And the ladies loved it.
No.
I
Thanks,
didn't play
Monty.
the
Yeah.
air
Thanks,
broom.
Monty.
We're,
Appreciate
Monty
it.
said there was a great
we're
job
just
doing it.
subcommittee. We're just idea people. We're just like the small stuff. Edwin dreamt this up a few years ago.
Yeah, by the way, before I don't want to interrupt you, I should have did this in the beginning, and I mentioned that they weren't on here, but can you call out who all the actual committee members are and give them props?
Oh my gosh! So we got Edwin Schuster and his father Brian. He is just awesome. Jeff Garvis. I'm supposed to say nice things about Chris Cespecy. So nice things. Bill Jenkins and his wife. I don't want to forget Lori, Jeff's wife Lori. She did a lot. It was actually Lori who found the new venue this year. So great job on that. Man, Jesse Hine, he wasn't in town this year. He partially lives in Arizona, but he did help us get the projectors last year and this year. Mike Needlehammer, there's a lot of syllables in there. I apologize, Mike. I don't have the names up in
Do the
front of
same
me.
thing when I look at some of the names. Wow, the committee's a lot bigger than I thought. I feel bad. I only sent the invite to 3 or 4.
Yeah, no, but wait, there's more. Dave
Wait,
Hine.
there's more?
Oh my gosh, Dave Hine. All your Tom Hammond. Tom.
Yeah.
So between Dave and Tom, all the things you guys got in your goodie bags, all the stuff the presenters and vendors received, the ornaments and all that stuff. So Dave came on this year. Him and his family were actually going to drive up to help us with traffic with our show. They live down there. He lives about
They're
5
like
minutes
3
from,
minutes away from the
but
venue.
they had actually shut the freeway down partially, and he still was trying to come up. And I was like, guys, stay home. It's not like we had a level 2 snow emergency, and they're going to still drive out.
They're
So
still going to drive out. But you mentioned
Yeah.
it, Brad. Sorry to interrupt you.
no, you're good.
I'm going to move over here. We got the goodie bags again, thanks to the Ohio Lighting Committee and the vendors and sponsors. And just real quick, I'll kind of do an unboxing. I kind of did this at the mini, but
Ooh, an
the
unboxing.
schedule was in there. If you didn't want to look at it on the phone, that was in there. even had my personalized name on it. Look at that. They printed out labels with your name on it. What else was in there? You mentioned it. I already took it out of the package, but I'll just grab stuff out of here. There was instructions about the raffle. So we got our raffle tickets, you know, and it told you how the raffle works. And then there was also a raffle for bigger prizes at the end. Matter of fact, here's my stubbies left over from the raffle here. Got a bunch of those. Matter of fact, JR Matos, as a vendor, you still get tickets and you can win. And most vendors give the prizes back, JR included. He gave me his tickets and he said, hey, Brian, go put these in something for me if you don't mind. And then when they call him, we'll grab them, we'll give them out to somebody, which he did. So fun thing, I put like 10 of his tickets in the Matos mystery bag in his own packets. And then I put some in some other places. And I won absolutely zero on my tickets, my raffle tickets, and JR won, I think, 3 or 4 prizes. So go figure.
Yeah, that's
that.
Like JR's like, he's like, why didn't you like I tried to explain to JR. Those numbers on those tickets are already connected to your name. So when that number gets pulled, you win. And he's like, well, I didn't want to win anything. I'm like, then why did you give somebody your tickets? He's like, well, I figured they would get the prizes. I'm like, that's.
Yeah, it doesn't work that way. But he gave them away. He went up. I thought he was going to make me, you know, he made me put his tickets in. Not made, he asked. Because he had we'll see in the video, the vendor area was very busy. The way the sessions after classes work, you come out, it was busy, but I thought he was then going to make me, hey, Brian, can you go give the prizes out? Which I would have did. But hey, but besides the raffle tickets, there are for like the sequences, they put that more into the random generator, which was a tool David Peace developed for the Music City Lighting. Someone is now sharing with the committee. And I did win myself a sequence, another sequence. Now I just gotta get
stop showing the code. Anybody can go and use that. Instead of
they didn't know that till you said it, but hey,
no, they know.
There it is. They know. That's all right. They might want to sell some sequences.
Yeah. So Edwin and Jeff were visiting with Larry in Indiana the previous week, seen it, and they were like, "Man, this is awesome!" And I'm glad we did it. Just learned they also used it the same weekend at the Wisconsin Frozen Mini. It's really nice, and when we're doing those, that's one prize per person. So once your name's pulled,
yeah, you get pulled out and you get one.
Yeah, which
Speaking
is really
of
nice.
Indiana and Frozen,
you know,
the Indiana and Frozen Mini, Larry Calvert was there, and this guy's joining in and watching. He attended one of those events. Mr. Patrick Delaney, he drove in the Frozen Mini, which
Patrick,
I don't know. After seeing you guys do the Frozen Mini recap yesterday, man, I'm going to go ride in that big sled around the light show and watch a drone show. Right? Don't you, Candace?
I think it looks awesome. We're really going to try to head up next year, but we're kind of in a dogfight between that and Indiana because it's the same weekend.
So
they're doing it weekend again. Come on, Larry.
Larry, I love you, but we might have to start a bidding war.
Might have to. But you know, back to the bags.
They got drones and fireworks and pixel pulls.
They do.
And a giant sled.
Or we might have to like just jump in the back of Jackie's pickup truck or something, or his trailer with JR.
But I got some of these, Brad, too. Like you can tell me what they are from Lipic Engineering.
Those are really awesome. Those are cool.
Those are slip connects. So you have the regular connectors that Pixel Lights connect. They're waterproof, you know, but those, when you have them on, you just click, you just pull it up, and it's just
nice.
Disconnect and waterproof. And I know Dave Castle, and you might know Dave Castle.
Somebody
the Castles were a winner on season 11 of the Great Christmas Light Fight. Techie in the front.
They were not
season 10, 9, 8.
10. But yeah, Techie in the front, Techie in the back.
He was on the show and he won. And he was Techie in the front, Party in the back.
Tacky in the back.
No, that's just for the show. It's usually a party in the back.
Yeah.
Because Dave actually does have a mullet. They just didn't show it on TV. He has already got like well over 1,000 of those added to his controllers. He swears by those. So one of our
and he's back to doing a show at his I think it was his church or something this past year.
Yeah.
And that's Cameron over there. It's his birthday, so happy birthday, Cameron.
Oh, I didn't know that. Happy birthday,
It is his
Cameron, from the
birthday,
Librarian.
and he recently purchased Pixel Paradise this year.
Oh, I know who you're talking about now.
Dave
Okay.
Mills. Dave Mills
Dave Mills got
took a
out.
step
Yeah.
back because he's like a pilot and he flies all over the place, and or is just
Yeah,
on
I always see
vacation
he's having
somewhere,
a lot of fun, a lot of time with his family.
driving his Porsche. You need more time for
Don't
that.
fault him. Don't fault him. Don't fault him.
So
You know, I also got a, speaking of Ken from Wired Watts, I got my Wired Watts sticker. I got me an Ohio Lighting Mini sticker. Look at that. What else do I have? Oh, this is cool. So last year I got, you know, the Yeti style cup. And this has been through the dishwasher. It doesn't come off. So that's good. But we got this really cool acrylic Ohio Lighting Mini ornament.
So those are both thanks to Tom Hammond, who taught a 3D printing class. Tom's actually, I think, up there with you, going to minis. Like, Tom
Yeah, he was at the New York Mini. That's where I met him the week, 2 weeks before.
He was at Indiana.
Was it Indiana?
You know, Tom likes to go, and he does a lot of stuff with his local community, teaching he has like a makers group with kids, and they meet up once a month, and he does a lot of stuff. So both that mug and that ornament was Tom, and those were donated. So, you know, big shout out to Tom. I mean, doing some really, really cool stuff. And I did kind of talk him into buying some moving heads after he took the moving head class.
You're an instigator, making people spend their money. You know, speaking of spending money, let's keep talking about vendors. Anybody recognize these? So if you were at the
that
mini
might
and
have been
other
Monty's
mini,
headache.
I want to thank JR Matos. He sponsored a lot at this mini, and I'm not calling anybody out in particular, but he did do the lunch. He provided raffle prizes, and he was a vendor, and he also sponsored drinks both on Friday and Saturday night. You had to have this VIP band, and you could order any drink you wanted, and hopefully you were responsible and didn't order that $50 bourbon shot like maybe Brad did. No, he didn't.
I did not. I did not.
We had that.
I was just given one of those off the rip, so I didn't realize the VIP allowed for the shots. I found that out like at the end. The regular ones, if it didn't say VIP, he was covering your drinks.
Yeah.
So you were saying that a lot of people are like, hey, the Friday night meetup, what's going on? So fun fact, the Galaxy would not let us hold an event that Friday night. They would not let us reserve any spots. We kind of may or may not have just like posted up and
took it over.
And we took that corner over. You'll see some of that in the video. But yeah, thanks to JR. And again, watch them.
JR.
If you're tired of seeing Brad's face, you're going to get more tired because he took over for Brian McVeigh on the Professional Triers podcast, which is back and is one of the channels that influenced me originally to start the Librarian channel. You can watch that by going back and watch my anniversary issue of the premiere of the Librarian. You can see how I became the Librarian. But yes, so I want to keep on with the vendors. Speaking of vendors, I saw one join in here, first time vendor, and one of my favorite because he likes blow molds. This is Tony. He owns GNK Collectibles. He was one of the breakfast beverage sponsors. And
thank you, Tony.
He makes 3D printed parts for blow molds and for hard plastic old candy containers, or they can do custom stuff. So we're hoping to see him at a mini or one of the trade shows. He really just got involved with that company a while ago with Kathy Yoder, if you don't know her. But
yeah,
that's really cool.
Tony came out of left field. He actually reached out to us and said, "Hey, what can I do to help out? What can yeah, Tony, was Tony there? I do apologize.
First event was the New York mini. He reached out and he said, "Hey, get in touch with Bobby." So, Tony, I hope you can see it. One, thank you again. Two, I hope you can see eventually. You're starting to get recognition for doing this, and then there will be people that need. So once you get your name out to more places than just the blow mold groups, I think you're going to find people that can help grow your business. So
I've been teaching somebody in blow molds. You can do a lot of stuff with our animated lighting and blow molds.
You can. And we'll get back to comments in a minute. Hit like, hit subscribe, turn on notifications, smash that thumbs up. Since we're talking about vendors, let's take a 1 minute. We'll call it a break. Nobody go anywhere. This is just a loop of the vendors. As soon as I can get to it, let's thank the vendors. Let's watch this 1 minute and 4-second video. I'm going to drink I actually have coffee in there. Going to drink my coffee. Be back in 1 minute. And thank you, vendors. Enjoy this little quick rotation of those who help support it. The 2026 Ohio Lighting Mini. The vendors were bringing the heat this year. And we want to thank them. By the way, if you watched my show last night, I'm still waiting on the counterpart. He is stuck in Illinois. Snow Miser, again by Gemmy Industries, new this year. This is Heat Miser. Snow Miser is on his way. He's been stuck sitting in Illinois since Monday. Shame on you, Walmart. Get your FedEx accounts fixed.
I'm more mad at my assistant because I was busy at work that day. And
They'll be out again.
My assistant was supposed to be keeping an eye out for those random Walmart blow mold drops so we didn't miss out. And I thought it might have only been like a 13-incher. Nah, it's 32 inches. And
Walmart has almost 50 blow molds coming out this year. Lowe's has
It's
20
crazy.
or 30. You can't buy them all. Some of them, I have to be honest, as a blow mold collector, I think they're almost starting to, it's almost like when inflatables became popular again, and then people got tired of them, and then they went away for a while. The problem I have with a lot of the new blow molds, besides some paint issues, is some of the designs, in my opinion, they almost look like, oh, I saw that in a coloring book. Let's turn that into a blow mold. Instead of, or they make a Grinch. 1 year he's holding a tree, 1 year he's holding a wreath, but he's exactly the same.
you might have a sack.
Or Max. Max, they did the same thing. He had just a different thing around his neck. Yeah.
So,
but
yeah, besides the vendors that were there, once again, Wally's Light, the event sponsor, Matos Designs, sponsored so much. SFL Designs, a lot of 3D, different things, and a lot of seed pixel stuff they're doing over there. I have
displays.
And never forget PPD.
My little buckets that you can. I was walking around with my cup in there, my red Solo cup sat in there.
Those little buckets are like,
I got 3 of them.
There's like a huge following for all those little buckets. Visionary Light Shows, both Mark Tatowski and Robert Gray made the trip out.
Yep.
Mark literally drove like 8.5. He left at 3 a.m. He drove.
Wow.
Yeah. Midwest Coro, we had our first Canadian vendor, Andrew Chapman, who also was the first.
Nice. He was a sponsor. You'll see that in the video.
The first loser of Jenga on Friday night.
We're going to see that in a minute. Speaking of that,
Ken and Jen over at Wired Watts, they were here last year. Unfortunately, the schedule didn't allow them to make it up this year. So we'll let them know how much, new colored
Wired Watts pen. I could put it in I could use it as a book.
What if I told you that lights up, Brian?
Those Wired Watts pens are my favorite.
Literally put it together, like open it up, take the cap off, put it on the bottom, and
we'll do it. Well, speaking of that, then I got Wizard of Wire. This is too small when I have all 3 of us up here. I think Wizard of Wire, this multi-tool thing.
There's a lot of cool different connectors in those.
Berry Productions. I got a pen from Berry Productions.
Thanks, Bob. Bob
McDowell. Yeah.
He's done a bunch of the seed pixel props up. That was awesome of him. Bob is actually Bob's church is where the Florida Mega Mini is. So Bob McDowell is literally behind that. He's also personally responsible for me being in this hobby because our little buddy Nick Rogers his parents lived next to Bob McDowell or lived next to Bob McDowell and got Nick into it. And when Nick was up here doing part of the pixel display for our Cleveland Zoo, I kind of forced him because I had bought some stuff off of somebody in St. Louis, but I never opened the boxes in almost 2 years. I'm like, you're going to teach me how to do this. So thanks, Bob.
He's persistent. Is this how he is every day?
L Designs Plus. They had a great sales pitch.
Dante.
I helped Dante take some stuff out to his car, and it was all those American props. So I just decided to buy them. I'm like, how much for these 3 spinners and these 2 plaques? I'm like, well, I guess I'm doing something for.
You were buying stuff as you were loading out.
Yeah,
Janice, for a guy who's going to take a break, so we hear this year. I don't know. Hey, I'm still buying stuff too.
Taking Christmas off. There's a lot of holidays. I never told my neighbor I wasn't doing every other holiday. GNK. We also had BF light shows and RGB sequences, both owned by our good friend Kyle Bostic. If you don't know, he is literally famous on YouTube. And thank you to everybody who constantly sends me his videos.
Yeah,
so appreciate it.
Blinky sequences, fireworks. We'll see them out there. It was great to have the video to call everybody out. I think you can see some of these people in the highlights video. I didn't realize we're having so much fun. We've been in 52 minutes, and I was going to show this video earlier.
Do it
before I do though.
Yeah, so many more. I'll knock out the rest.
Him.
Blinky, Charlie's, Dancing Light Designs, Daniel LED, Rita LED, ETOP, the Paul Zhang, EFL Designs, a couple waving stamps, GE, Gilbert Engineering, House of Holiday Lights, Innovative Sequences, Jingle Bumpers, Lights on Abbey, Magical Light Shows.
I'm still calling them out. Brad, I love the vendors and sponsors.
Oh,
we need those. We're excited about them.
He needs the gong, Brian. He needs the gong.
He needs the gong. No, he's excited like I am. And Tony from G&K says, thank you. Hey, before it gets like people all leave us, I do have a couple videos to show. Hit like, hit subscribe. If you're still watching, get your comments in. We want to see that. But Brad and Candace, why don't I show the premiere of the highlight video? Everybody knows I film all this stuff. Let's watch my 3-minute and 20-second highlight video. And then we're going to end it with a little game called Do You Know the Mustache Man? So just hold on there.
The one on Drury Lane?
Yeah, the one in Drury Lane. He's the Muffin Man. The Mustache Man, I think, lives somewhere down here. But hey, folks, watch this video. It's a highlight video. I'm going to post this separately on YouTube so you can watch it later. But here's the premiere of the Ohio Mini 2026 highlights video. See you back in a few minutes. Get your comments in, hit like, hit subscribe, and don't go anywhere yet.
Merry Christmas, Ohio. Time to give. Merry Christmas, Ohio. A time for love. Merry
Ohio. So I'll post that later on YouTube so you can watch a standalone. A little fun. Take all that B-roll, as you guys know, being on Light Fight. You film all that stuff and what you can fit in and what didn't turn out like you thought it would. But that was fun. Again, you saw all the vendors and sponsors. Brad called them out. We had the vendor video.
I was only halfway through.
I know. I had to cut you off because this show's not going 2 hours. I promise.
No. I get.
Yeah.
I hope you guys ate some cake. Come ready to eat more cake next year. I ate way too much cake. There was so much cake.
The cake was good. So was all the food.
But we ended up giving the rest to the workers there. Big shout out to the worker. I believe it might be Cassie. I believe was her name with Galaxy, who was doing the day-to-day stuff there. Was amazing. Definitely want to give a shout out to the committee. You guys were, like I said, we are just to help. We started this group, our Ohio group, like me, Chris, and Jeff about 4 or 5 years ago, just hoping in Northeast Ohio to spread some more of this lighting community. And then 3 years ago was our first event, which we did not expect to get more than like 30 or 40 people. And then
it's still big. That's still big. There's nothing wrong.
Oh no,
size isn't always the most important thing, right?
We did. We're talking with speakers and vendors who might have showed up. We didn't expect to really get more than 30, and we had almost 100 that first year. It was like, oh, we might be onto something. And so for everybody who's came every year, we definitely thank you. I got to thank the woman in the middle here because, she hasn't killed me yet. So.
And I know you're buying stuff.
Oh yeah,
just like
my wife is a huge Taylor Swift fan.
She still went with you. Look, they're still listening. What? There we go. They're still listening.
See, there they are.
They're still listening to the show.
Cleveland Heights native and current part owner of the Cleveland Guardians.
Yeah,
which may lead to Taylor buying the rest of the Guardians. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's possible. But yeah, Brian, thank you so much for everything the last few years coming out, all the support you do for all these events. I love this.
I enjoy it. I enjoy meeting the new people I've met, and not just, normally when you think of the light shows, as you know, you think, oh, just the man's doing it. You meet the spouses, they're doing it, just like Rodney and Audra and a bunch of others. And it becomes a bigger family, which is where I'm going to wrap it up a little bit, Brad and Candace.
Yeah. There's a question that I don't know the answer to. So, Monty,
you guys planning on using we don't know yet. It was a perfect venue. It has room for expansion, and we'll wait to see. But thank you for asking that, Monty.
I know everybody who stayed for the evenings loved.
Yeah, it was awesome. And then Patrick's had to go, but he's saying that. So
thanks, Patrick.
And we'll definitely be talking
here's
about
where I was going, Brad.
After on Monday.
Because I got to get to dinner yet and Thursday night. But Candace, I want to ask you that. So I would say, I've said this before in surveys, and everything's great about the minis and so forth, but I think the biggest thing and takeaway is the socialization. Once you agree, and what did you think about that?
Yeah, I definitely agree. That's why I go. I'm the personality hire in every room I go into, right? So I'm just here for the vibes when it comes to light show. I can do what I can do, and it's not a whole lot. I can cut some zip ties. That's about it. But the people that we've met along the way that have become friends to family, you and Kim, the Burtons, the PPD guys, Sophagens, Barry. I mean, the list goes on, and it's just incredible. JR. Oops, I forgot JR. I didn't really forget JR, but the Mattos family is fantastic too. We
hear about that on the show next week.
We met the whole family in New York, and we're already talking about when we were leaving, how sad we all were. Like, when are we going to see each other again? Because we're kind of at the end of mini show season. So, trying to plan stuff to get together with people that have become true family. It sounds corny and cliche, but, if it weren't for Lights and Light Fight and the Librarian and the professional triers and all these guys, we wouldn't be here. So,
and where else can you go and hang out with the people that own these companies, no matter if it's a sequencing company or a supplier of materials. You know, if I was Joe Schmo coming off the street saying, I'm going to do a pixel show, I'd do my research and I would find somebody, you know, you name any of the vendors. Oh, that looks good. Let me order it. How could you not realize if you wind up going to a mini, you meet them and they're just like you and they're going to help you out even more. It's like a family. So I know every business can't be like that. At the end of the day, they want to make money for their companies, but I think they do that by supporting the community that got them into their business. So
Yeah, and that's the biggest part of all these minis, guys. That no matter what, at the end of the day, support your vendors. These guys, you know, they're taking time away from their family, taking away time from their kids, taking away time from their. Some of these guys have actual 9 to 5 gigs.
And gals, Aubrey.
And gals.
I'm sorry, and yeah, you're right. Guys is meant as like a general term, but
yeah, no,
you know,
that's awesome.
But support, even if it's just liking and sharing posts. You don't have to buy from every vendor. You don't have to buy every sequence that comes out. Not everybody loves Taylor.
I've even heard vendors say that. I've heard vendors say, you don't have to buy my stuff. Here's what I would do if I were you. And they don't expect you. So
it's
no, that's awesome.
Easy as smashing the like and the share and subscribe on this podcast.
Yes. So hit like, hit subscribe. But before we go, the reason I brought up socialization, we're going to end it on this, is you might have keep seeing Jenga. You've heard of Jenga, the big block stocked up, and that kind of started at the Florida Mega Mini as far as at having at the minis, but it got taken to the next level. JR did go and get a set made, or somebody made it for him with his name on it, but that's not how he brings it. And long and short of it, Mustache Man Jenga formed out of the Florida Mega Mini. They were at an Irish bar. I didn't happen to make it that night. Kim and I didn't go, but there was a Jenga set, is my understanding, right, Brad? And there was a guy in a corner with a, you know, you pass the block around.
Yes.
Anybody in the venue, doesn't matter if they're there with the people from the mini or if they work there. And there was
I made the rules because they kept trying to give it to me every time to make me lose. And I said, no, we need to switch it up, get everybody involved, because I've seen a lot of people watching and you could tell they wanted to be part of it. But the rule was, if you pull it out, you can pick anybody. And I got the bar manager to sign off on it. And once he went and got the cook in the bar, and shenanigans to follow, and everybody loves it.
Guy was the guy that didn't really want to participate, right? So that's kind of where the name came from. Some cops might have came. There might have been some friendly argument, but
allegedly.
This stuff doesn't happen at minis. But the reason I bring it up, and we'll end it with my last video, and then we'll come back and wrap things up, is you know, I asked the question earlier, do you know the Mustache Man? So if you don't, this is what you could be participating in at the next mini, or if you want to host your own. Watch this and we'll be right back and wrap the show up. Do you know the Mustache Man?
Oh, do you know the Mustache Man? The Mustache Man, the Mustache Man. Oh, do you know the Mustache Man who lives in the Jenga stacks? Why, yes, I know the Mustache Man. The Mustache Man, the Mustache Man. Pull a block and put it back, but do not knock down the stack. Party on, dudes.
Party on, dudes, with the Mustache Man. That was a little fun little montage. And you could be doing that too at the next mini in your area. If not, start your own. It's a fun game. And we're going to wrap it up tonight. I see Brad's away from his screen, but that's okay. We'll go back and we'll hang out with Candace and a brick building right here. Candace, thank you for being my last minute participant here. It was fun having you on. It was a good idea. Didn't even think of it, not on purpose. You know, we had this special guest with us. They're still listening. And
they're really enjoying. They're really taking it all in.
Yep, they're taking it in. And I knew you were trouble when you walked in.
You know?
All right, Candace.
Why we can't have nice things is Brad.
when Brad gets back, tell him he's probably looking for the mustache man.
Yes.
But I'll post that video separately as well.
Perfect.
Go watch the Ohio Mini follow-up next week on the professional triers. Candace, thank you for being a guest.
Thanks, Brian.
Thank you to Brad for being a guest. Thank you for those who watched. I know we're a little on the longer on the side here. Thanks for hanging in there. Hit like, hit subscribe. Love the librarian. I can't really do that right. I'll see you on another episode soon. And we're going to wrap things up. Enjoy your weekend. If you're a father or going to be a
Happy
father,
Father's Day.
have a great Father's Day weekend. It's going to be nice. Barbecue. Have somebody barbecue for you. Whatever you do, enjoy it. Go by the pool. Enjoy a beer. Hang out with your kids. Hang out with your spouse. Hang out with your friends. Whatever. Make it a good one. But Candace, I'm going to wrap things up here. And you know the deal. Kimberly Michael knows the deal. She loves us all. And we're going to close this library down. She's saying bye. And Kim gave me this line, the library, well, it's now closed.